So let's get started. My name is Gabriel Gasque, and I am head of outreach at protocols.io. I'm really happy to be here. So I'm sharing my screen. And before I start with the webinar, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I have a background in experimental neuroscience with doctoral studies and postdoctoral training. I started on protocols.io just about 3 weeks ago, so please bear with me if I yet don't have answers to all of your questions. However, Lenny Teitelman, who is one of our co-founders and current CEO, is with us behind the screen, as well as Emma Ganley. She is Director of Strategic Partnerships, and I'm sure they will be able to answer most of your questions if I can't do it myself. So, sorry about that. So you can see the agenda here. I will speak for about 20 to 25 minutes, leaving 5 to 10 minutes at the end for questions. We will also record this presentation and send it along with the slides to all registered participants. In this webinar, we will go over some of the more general points in terms of the motivations for creating protocols.io, what our mission is, and how our platform and tools can make your work easier and faster, both in the research lab and in the classroom, as well as increasing your reproducibility. Although I will share a lot of information, we will not have the opportunity to go over all the details of the different functions and tools of protocols.io. For that reason, I will share now with you some resources that you can browse for more information. First of all, we have these live streaming webinars. We run different webinars several times a month, covering diverse topics, and some of them are tailored for new users, and some of them for more experienced users. You can go to protocols.io/webinars, and you will see the list of upcoming webinars. We also have drop-in clinics, which are user-driven open sessions for questions and for which registration or an appointment is not required. Just look them up on the calendar and show up. We also have a library of pre-recorded tutorials on different topics related to the functionality, tools, and uses of protocols.io. These tutorials can be found on protocols/tutorials. And if you scroll down to the bottom of this page, you'll find a link to request a one-to-one demo. Now, let's talk about protocols.io itself, what it is and why it is useful for researchers. So protocols.io is a virtual platform for the development, modification, sharing, and publication of detailed, up-to-date, and reproducible experimental protocols before, during, and after publication of a research article. It was created by researchers for researchers. We have collected a series of tweets that comment on the difficulties and frustrations of trying to replicate previously published experiments. So in this particular tweet, Daniel is trying to understand how the devices were fabricated in a paper from 2017 that sends him to reference 8 from 2015 sends him to reference 4. Reference 4 from 2013 sends him to reference 2, and reference 2 from 2009 simply says that the devices were fabricated with conventional methods. This is just an example that highlights a widespread problem, which is that very often the information reported or included in the materials and methods section of published articles is insufficient to allow the reader to understand what was done and to reproduce the experiments. As part of the background on why we created Protocols.io, we like to talk about the Cancer Biology Reproducibility Project, which is a $1.5 million initiative coordinated by the Center for Open Science and by Science Exchange, with the goal of trying to independently replicate almost 200 experiments from about 50 high-profile papers on cancer biology. What the Reproducibility Project researchers discovered very soon after the project began is that it is very difficult to replicate previously published work. There are several reasons why this is the case, but one of them is that the original researchers didn't document with enough detail in their articles what they did and how they did it. So what you see on the slide is the Center for Open Science website that summarizes some of the results of the Cancer Biology Reproducibility Project. As you can see, of the 193 experiments that they tried to replicate from 53 articles, 0%, that is 0% of the protocols were completely described, which made it impossible to reproduce them without contacting the original authors. Furthermore, when researchers from the Reproducibility Project contacted the original authors, they also discovered that these did not always could tell how exactly their own experiments had been done. Therefore, the problem of lack of reproducibility goes beyond the lack of adequate documentation in published articles, but it also points to deficiencies in the way researchers document their own experimental protocols for housekeeping. And this is caused, among other reasons, because people move from labs. Students graduate and leave, postdoctoral researchers become faculty elsewhere, and etc. Therefore, we thought that a system for the proper storage and exchange of detailed experimental protocols was needed. The mission of Protocols.io is simple. It is about making it easy for researchers to share the details of their experimental methods before, during, and after publication. But in addition to improving the documentation and reproducibility of experimental methods, Protocols.io offers many other advantages directly or indirectly linked to this general aim. I will use the next slides to discuss how Protocols.io can help you improve your everyday work, whether it's research or teaching. We launched Protocols.io in 2014. We have currently over 100,000 users who have created over 10,000 public protocols and over 30,000 private protocols. The public protocols are all open access, which means anyone can use them and read them, use and copy them, and create new versions. Those researchers affiliated with institutions who have an institutional membership, or those researchers who have themselves upgrade their accounts to premium, have an unlimited number of private protocols, which are usually limited to 5 for those who use the free version of the platform. Several organizations, including journals, funding agencies, and educational and research institutions, support the use of protocols.io. I will describe how protocols.io can support, facilitate, and increase your research and teaching because it allows you to manage and share research data and protocols. It allows you to simplify teamwork and improve collaborations. And it allows you to save time and keep your work organized. Protocols.io is also a tool to increase your impact as a researcher, to get granular credit for your technical and methodological discoveries and innovations, and to improve your performance as an educator. In the next slides, I will try to create a bridge between the different features and tools of protocols.io and the benefits that protocols.io offers for research and teaching, explaining how the architecture and functionality of the platform enable everything I listed before. Organize your work, collaborate, save time, increase your impact, get credit, and teach better and easier. But before I go into the details of the features and their functionality, I would like to briefly summarize why using protocols.io give you precision and flexibility in your experimental research. The protocols created in protocols.io go far beyond a traditional PDF. They are dynamic, as they can be supplemented with images and videos, and they can also be run in a step-by-step fashion from your computer or cell phone. They are also interactive. Your collaborators can make comments or ask questions on specific steps. You can copy and version them and keep a historical record of all changes. You can share your protocols directly from the platform with collaborators. You can publish them or submit them to peer review. Protocols.io has three main sections: the Workspaces, the File Manager, and the Editor. And I will explain how they relate to each other. The Workspace is where everything happens. It is from this space that you create protocols, organize your work, and collaborate with others. The Workspace has a folder that is organized by the File Manager. In the File Manager, you can use the editor to create protocols. During my explanation on what each of these sections or features does and how they relate to each other, I will be moving back and forth between them. So if you go to our website, this is the landing page. You can create an account if you haven't already done so and log in. Once you log in, the system will ask you to create a workspace, which you can make public or private. At this stage, the system will ask you if you wish to invite anybody to join your workspace, but you don't have to do it right now. Once in the workspace, so I'm inviting here myself, but you don't have to do it. And so once in the workspace, you can access its folder, as I am doing it right now, and that will bring you to the File Manager, which is empty because it's newly created, but you can create a new protocol by clicking New, select Protocol, and you can choose among different templates that we have created. So once you have created protocols, this is the look of the File Manager that organizes your protocols. The File Manager supports any file type. It is good for archiving, auditing, and exporting. It can connect to Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, and others. And it was designed with enterprise-grade security and backup functionality. Our editor offers detailed components, granular editing history, which I will describe in a bit. It also allows concurrent editing, which means that you can simultaneously collaborate with others on a specific protocol. It comes with color-coded section labels, and it has a step-by-step format. You can also upload or embed figures and videos to your protocols, as I show in this protocol that has color-coded sections, a step-by-step format, figures uploaded, and at the very bottom, there is a video that I am playing right now. Now, if you come to protocols.io with a list of protocols that you already have in a different format, let's say a PDF or a Word document, you can send them to us and we will upload them for you. And you can do that by using the link that I present at the bottom of the slide. You can submit your protocol in whichever format it is currently. It could be a PDF, a Word document. Our editorial team will enter the protocol and double check it to make sure there are no errors or typos relative to the document that you provided. We will send you the protocol for review. And if everything looks good, the protocol will be reassigned to you privately, and you will be able to publish it whenever you're ready. This service is free of charge for all premium users and has a cost for everyone else starting at $50, and it might increase depending on the length and complexity of the protocol. So now, going back to the workspace, this is the space for collaboration. You can invite anyone to join your workspace, be it a student or postdoc, another faculty member within the same institution, or external collaborators. To invite collaborators, from the workspace, you go to the administration menu and select Manage Members. And then you can invite new people to join your workspace by using their email address. You can also manage the privileges that members will have and limit what they can do, such as inviting other members or sharing or deleting files from the workspace folder. Workspace members can comment on the protocols you have created and share with them or ask questions. And this slide shows you the comment functionality. So you can comment, make comments, or ask questions on specific steps. And when the comment or question is posted, the authors will be notified. The members of the workspace can also make changes to the protocols. And as I mentioned previously, there is a detailed log of all implemented changes accessible via history. The members can also create their own protocols or make a copy of an existing protocol and modify it according to their needs. For example, the original protocols could have been developed to work in mouse, and then a new version could be tailored to work in rats. The platform allows you to compare two versions of the same protocol. In this case, the old version is to the right, the new version is to the left, and the changes are highlighted in red. And even if a member of your workspace leaves, because, for example, a graduate student graduates, the protocols remain organized, up to date, and available in the file manager. As I also mentioned before, the file manager supports many types of documents, not only protocols. You can upload PDF, Word documents, and Excel spreadsheets. And these can be further organized into subfolder within the file manager. You can also select to export your protocols to a Google Drive or Dropbox, or transform it into a PDF and print it. So you can have your protocol, a hard copy of your protocol next to you at your bench while running your experiments. And what you're seeing in the slide right now is how the PDF would look like once it is printed. However, you can also run your protocol directly from your computer or cell phone. The running function in protocols.io allows you to track step by step the progress, and you can record every step. So once you finish with one step, you click done. The program keeps track of the progress of the protocol, and it comes with a timer. You can also collaborate beyond your workspace by sharing your protocols with specific people via email or by publishing it. Publishing the protocol will assign it a DOI and will allow anyone with an internet connection to share for it and to access it. And it will create a lock that will not allow further changes to the protocol. Any reader can comment or ask questions, as I showed you before, and you will be notified. This will expand your network of collaborators and strengthen your impact and reproducibility. Once your protocol is published, any reader can copy it and modify it according to their needs. The platform, however, has a memory that will link any copied protocol to the original one. And in this way, you will maintain and earn credit. So I show you here our protocol that has been copied from a previous one. So the detail shows the DOI of the new protocol, as well as a link to the original protocol. And if you click that link, it takes you to the original protocol. With an assigned DOI, you can use the link to protocols.io as your material and methods section, simplifying your work. This is an example of a paper published in PLOS Biology, in which the authors uploaded their methods to protocols.io, and they provide a link to protocols.io in the materials and methods section. If you click that link, it will take you to the protocols in protocols.io. And the platform will notify you that a new version of this same protocol has been created by the authors. So you can access the original version as well as the updated version. Protocols.io recently established a partnership with PLOS One, whereby you can submit directly from our platform a novel protocol for peer review and eventual publication. If the paper is published in PLOS One, it will be bidirectionally linked to the protocol in protocols.io. So you can go from the paper in +1 via this link to the web page in protocols.io, and from protocols.io, you can go to the published article in +1. As I mentioned before, once a protocol is published and receives a DOI, it can no longer be modified. However, it can be duplicated and modified as needed, and new versions created. So going back to the workspace, you can create multiple workspaces in your account, depending on your research and teaching needs. You can create workspaces for different research projects or to teach different courses. Each workspace can have different members and contain different protocols and documents, giving you great flexibility for organization. So to summarize, protocols.io helps you stay organized, collaborate efficiently, save time, increase your impact, get credit, and teach efficiently.